is a quiet kind of power that shows up when you stop asking permission, asking for permission and start trusting yourself. So pull up a chair, my loves. Today we're talking about shattering glass ceilings and the role mindset plays in career strategy. Part 1, Introduction. So grab your favourite mug and settle in with me for a few minutes. I'm talking proper cozy, warm drink, shoulders dropped, jaws unclenched, that tiny exhale you only notice when life has been a bit loud. I'm Nefe, and welcome back to Cappuccinos and Confidence. This space is for ambitious women who are ready to grow with more self-trust, more clarity, and more grounded confidence, and a bit of coffee as well. I love some coffee. So no rush today, just you and me, and a heart-led conversation about the ceilings we keep bumping into, especially the ones no one else can see. When we talk about glass ceilings, we usually mean the external stuff, the bias, the gatekeeping, the office politics, the boardrooms, the unspoken rules you were never invited to learn. And yes, lovelies, those things are real. But there's another layer we need to talk about too. Because so many women are not only navigating external boundaries or barriers, we're also carrying internal ceilings. And these could be old stories, identifying rules, and protective patterns that whisper different things like, don't be too visible, stay likable, don't ask for too much, wait until you're fully ready, or stay small, stay safe. And I'll be honest with you, this work is deeply personal to me too. There have been seasons where I've looked completely different. Let me start again. There have been seasons when I've looked completely fine from the outside. I'm still showing up, I'm still delivering, I'm still smiling. And inside, I felt tender, like stretched and quietly recalibrating. It's a surreal thing when you're the one holding space for other people while also doing your own gentle reset behind the scenes. So in this episode, we're widening the lens. We're not only talking about career strategy in the practical sense, we're talking about the mindset that holds you up and holds up your strategy too. Because leadership isn't just a title, it's an internal posture. And if the inside of you is still asking for permission, second guessing your value, or waiting to feel enough before you move, then even the best strategy can wobble. And that's what we're unpacking today. Part 2, the story, the reality check. So let's be honest, my loves. Some of the loudest ceilings you'll ever face are the ones no one else can see. They live in the internal stories that have been running quietly for years. If I speak up, I'll get judged. If I ask for more, I'll seem ungrateful. If I stop over-delivering, I'll be overlooked. If I set boundaries, I'll disappoint someone. If I really go for it and it doesn't work, I'll look foolish. That's the mind's glass ceiling. And what makes it tricky is that it rarely looks dramatic. It often looks responsible, sensible, even humble. It looks like rewriting the email 5 times so no one can misread your tone. Staying quiet in a meeting, even though you have the clearest points in the room. Doing leadership level work while telling yourself it's not the right time to ask for the promotion. Undercharging, overgiving, over-explaining, and calling it professionalism. Lastly, it could also be like waiting for permission when what you actually need is self-trust. A lot of this begins as protection. Its visibility once brought criticism. Let me say that again. If visibility once brought criticism, your nervous system may still read visibility as danger. If you were praised for being the reliable one, being easy, being agreeable, then ambition can feel oddly unsafe. If you learn to hold everything together for everyone else, then ask for more can feel selfish, even when it's completely appropriate. And then there's the trap I really want to name today, and that's desperation energy. This is what happens when your outer action is being driven by inner panic. You want the opportunity, but underneath that want is a fear-soaked urgency. I need to do this work. I need them to choose me. I need this yes to prove I'm good enough. I need this next step because I'm already behind. Lovelies, that energy leaks. You can have a brilliant CV, a solid plan, and all the right talking points. But if your body is bracing and your self-worth is attached to the outcome, that pressure will shape how you show up. That doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means there's an inner shift needed before the outer strategy can fully land. Because career growth from panic feels very different to career growth from alignment. Part 3. Lesson the shift. Here's what actually works. You don't just pile more strategy on top of self-doubt. You build the inner anchors that let strategy work properly. This is where the 7 pillars of mindset mastery come in. This framework is one I return to again and again with ambitious women who are navigating career growth, visibility, leadership, and identity shifts. It's not fluffy, it's grounded, it's practical, and it helps you move from survival mode into self-leadership. So, pillar 1 is objectivity, trust over story. This is about separating what is factual from what your fear is filling in. So fact, they haven't replied yet. Story, they're disappointed in me. And the objectivity interrupts spiraling and brings you back to sound, solid ground. Pillar 2, self-awareness. Noticing a pattern. You start paying attention to where you shrink, where you overcompensate, where you abandon yourself, and where you perform confidence instead of feeling rooted in it. Self-awareness isn't self-criticism, it's useful data. Pillar 3, identity. Becoming the woman who can hold more. At this point, the question shifts from what should I do to who am I becoming? Because the version of you who leads, negotiates, asks clarity or clearly, takes up space, has different standards, different beliefs, different internal permission. Pillar 4, regulation. Staying steady under pressure. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to stay present while fear is there. When your body feels safe enough, your voice gets clearer, your thinking gets sharper, your decisions become less reactive. Pillar 5, boundaries, self-respect in action. Boundaries are where internal work becomes visible. This is where you stop leaking energy through overgiving, rescuing, and over-explaining. It's where you learn that being clear is not the same as being cold. Pillar 6, communication, clarity with warmth. You don't need to become harsh to be taken seriously. You can speak with authority and still sound like yourself. You can be warm and direct. You can stop apologizing for existing. Pillar 7, resilience, bending without breaking. This is the pillar that reminds you a no is not the end of the world or your worth. Setbacks become information. Discomfort becomes stretching. Rejection becomes something you can survive without collapsing into shame. And this is the deeper shift. Desperation says, I need this to work. Alignment says, I want this to work, and I trust myself either way. That one reframe changes how you apply, lead, negotiate, present, recover, and ask. If you want extra support around the confidence patterns that keep women stuck, you can also read Bridging the Confidence Gap and Building Self-Trust Beliefs at nefecantalia.com. Part 4. Practical steps. The real life moment. Let me show you what this looks like in real life, because sometimes a story helps everything click. I once worked with a client. I'll call her Aisha. On paper, she was brilliant. Senior level experience, highly respected, the dependable one, the calm one, the woman everyone trusted to handle things well. But underneath that polished exterior, she was exhausted. She'd been operating at the next level for months, arguably longer. But she was still waiting for someone to officially recognize it. Still waiting for someone to say, "You're ready now." Still waiting for permission to claim what she'd already grown into. Her inner story sounded like, "Don't push too hard. Don't make it awkward. Just keep proving yourself. If they really value you, they'll notice." And because she was so used to being the reliable one, she was leaking her power in subtle ways. She softened her ask. She over-explained her needs. She wrapped legitimate career conversations in politeness so carefully that her authority got blurred. So our work was not just about what to say, it was about how to be. We focused on 3 core shifts. 1. Identity. Helping her see herself as a leader now, not later. 2. Boundaries. Stopping the automatic yes and getting honest about capacity. And 3. Communication. Learning to present her value clearly without shrinking it to make other people comfortable. We also worked on regulation because a huge part of confidence is being able to stay steady in a moment that matters. Then came the conversation. Instead of circling around her contribution or hoping someone else would name it first, Aisha spoke with calm authority. She outlined the scope she was already holding. She named her impact clearly. She asked for a salary review without apology and without performing desperation. And the result? She secured a 12k salary increase. But if I'm honest, lovelies, money was only part of the story. The biggest shift was internal. She moved from being the reliable one, waiting quietly to be noticed, to being a woman who could advocate for herself with grounded clarity. She told me afterwards, quote, "I don't feel like I was begging. I felt like I knew my value." End quote. That's the shift. That's what happens when mindset and strategy meet. That's what happens when leadership becomes an internal posture first. Type 5. Summing up. Take this with you, my loves. Leadership starts on the inside. Your external barriers exist. Yes, strategy matters. Yes, skills, timing, relationships, and opportunity all matter too. But if your internal world is still built around earning permission, avoiding discomfort, and proving your worth at every turn, then you'll keep brushing up against the invisible ceilings even as your capacity grows. So let this be your gentle reminder. Listen to your body. Notice the story beneath the strategy. Set boundaries that honor your energy. Communicate your value with clarity and stop waiting for someone else to validate what you already know. You are not behind. You are not too much. You don't need to become harder to become more powerful. If this episode landed for you and you're ready for personalized support around confidence, identity, personal brand clarity, or confidence-led growth, have a look at my Work With Me page at nefecantalia.com. And if you want more heart-led conversations like this one, you can explore the podcast for more gentle mentor energy, practical reflections, and grounded tools to help you move with more self-trust. Until next time, stay confident, stay grounded, and keep sipping your cappuccino. With love and belief in you, Nefe. Bye.